awesome. Did you guys see those abs? What is that? Is that a 14-pack? Oh, my heaven. Teresa, you saw it? I've been on a diet a month. I've lost 30 days. Anyway, wow, that's awesome. All right, so you guys ready for our closeout speaker? Say yes. Okay, we certainly saved one of the very best for last. The guy you're about to hear from has become a hero of mine in this business. I've watched him literally since he started in network marketing 13 years ago. He met his beautiful wife, Shannon, in their first company, became uber successful in that company. And, you know, I have a dear, dear friend who's a billionaire with a B. He became a billionaire, and he never borrowed a penny, and nobody ever gave him any money, and he built a network all over the world. And I asked him the other day, I said, what's your secret? He said, I worked on me, I worked on my business, and I served people. I worked on me, I worked on my business, and I served people. This is the hardest working guy that I have ever met in network marketing. If you follow him on social media, he is literally in a different, not city, but country every time you turn it on. And his success is no secret. He's worked on himself, he's worked his business, and he's served people. So if you would, please get up on your feet and let's give an incredible Jeunesse welcome to Double Diamond Director, Mr. Calvin Becerra. Let's bring him up here.
Watch out, don't never stop. Just the flow that got the block high.
Freaking amazing, man. I appreciate you, dude.
Give me my respect. I just took it left.
Got the
like
right
on
one,
every
bro.
dex. Moved through London with the Euro steps. Got a sneaker deal and I ain't
They got the right music playing in the house tonight.
Out of them, gone. I go from 6 to 23 like I'm LeBron, serving up a pack.
It's always good when you come out to the right soundtrack, right? That's when you know it's going to be a good night. So first, I just want to tell you how humbly proud I am, and honored I am to even be edified by my peers on the stage before I walk up. Someone like Jason Bournet, one of the best speakers I've ever seen in my life, and also one of the hardest working network marketers I've ever witnessed. Just to have someone like that come up here and edify me before I come on stage means a ton to me. So I can only hope and dream the same happens to you as you grow your business and as you grow yourselves personally and as you guys develop leaders, not just here locally, but all around the country, all across the country, all around the world. So one day you can take the stage and you could train your peers and you can share your story. I'm excited to be here tonight. I wish my wife Shannon was here with my beautiful kids. Usually they're sitting in the front row. You know, my little girl London's usually screaming, "Go, Daddy!" But they're in travel soccer now as they're getting older, and they have some soccer tournaments, and I hope my wife can make it tomorrow when we have our Roaring 20s party. It's going to be a good time. But I was asked today to speak on leadership and actually developing leaders. And I was thinking to myself about developing leaders. How does one develop leaders? And I was really thinking, and I only want to share from my own experience on how leaders in my team come to become who they are, and how leaders are just created. And over the last 13 years, I'm extremely proud of the people within my organization who matured in the business, who were patient in the business, who started from nothing, not from another network marketing company or not a leader from here or there, but the ones that really started from nothing as non-networkers who maybe were in traditional business before or who just had big dreams, and they matured into the leaders they became and became big leaders in our business. And I'm just thinking, and the only answer that I can really give is that they became leaders from watching me, just leading by example. And I would say that people don't listen with their ears in this business. People listen with their eyes. They're always watching you in order to find out what to do. No matter what I speak about on stage tonight, at the end of the day, people are going to be watching whether I do the things I talked about that night. And when I follow through with action and I follow through with the activities that are going to help me become successful, that's what they follow, right? People listen with their eyes, not their ears in this business. And when I was thinking about the levels of leadership in order to become a leader, I was thinking that in order to create leaders, you have to first become one. And it's a journey, it's a process, it's not going to happen overnight. And it's a story that you're going to be able to tell over and over and over again the entire way, which is me taking the stage over and over again on different places, different parts of the world, speaking in front of my peers about different things, but it's just all the parts of me becoming a leader my entire experience. And I've been able to break down the levels into 4 different levels, which I want to share with you guys tonight. And while I'm sharing the levels, I want to kind of share with you my story and my experience on how I was able to come up with these. Now, the first level of leadership, I would say, is the student, because that is someone who I've always been since the very beginning. You know, prior to network marketing, I was a mortgage and real estate broker. I had a very successful company in Southern California in my early 20s after I graduated college. And even before I became successful, I was a student in that business. I knew nothing the first day I started in that office after I got my degree graduating from college, but I was a student and I was a sponge, and I sat there and I listened to the people on the phones. I listened to how they spoke to their clients, how they overcame objections, and how they ran through obstacles, and how they became successful. And that's how I learned everything. And I started off as a student. It's the same way that I started in this business. I forgot about all my success before when I started in network marketing at 26 years old in 2007. I didn't care about how successful I was before, because here I knew nothing. I was back to the beginning, but I knew how to become successful because of my previous experiences. And I became a student, and I self-educated myself, right? The first step of becoming a leader is just becoming a student. It's about being a follower first, following the leaders. What are the successful people in my company doing to have success? What can I learn from them? Where can I get information? I never waited for my upline or the people that were successful in my business to call me up, to give me information, to give me tasks and assignments to accomplish. I went out there and I figured it out myself. I went out and I found the information myself. I went on the internet. I went on YouTube. I looked up the leaders. I watched their videos. I listened to their conference calls. And I learned that way, and I absorbed all that information every single night. Not so I can go out there and share that with the world, but so I can build up the belief in myself. Because when I went out and shared the business with people, it wasn't about giving them too much information. It was just about sharing my passion and my belief. Like everything I was saying, they didn't even hear coming from my lips. They read everything through my eyes. They saw my excitement and my belief, and they were like, I don't know what it is, but I want to know more. And that was from me just self-educating myself the entire time. And I would never miss an event when I was brand new, that first level. Whenever anybody flew from anywhere that was successful in my country, in my company, you know, and it was a local event, I'd get to that event no matter who they were. And I would sit there and I would listen to them. I would take notes. And I wasn't afraid after the meeting was over to go up to them and ask questions. Where'd you get this information? How'd you come up with this? What do you do in this situation? And I would ask questions, and I'm picturing myself as I'm telling this story just as a 26-year-old kid at those meetings with giants in the industry, with people who were just extremely successful and who are my friends today. And I would just ask them questions. And most people, when they get started in this business, they want to be noticed and they want to be recognized right away. If they aren't noticed, they quit, right? But I had to really understand that nobody knows who I am yet. I would have to earn that, and that would come at a whole different level of leadership. No one knows who I am. I would have to invest in myself to earn the right for people to know who I am. And above and beyond what I can learn in my company, I would invest in myself. I knew that a part of this business was about me becoming a speaker, and me sharing the plan, and me talking to people, and me meeting strangers, and me opening my mouth. But I was an introvert, right? Here on stage and here in this business, and when you see me do the Facebook Lives and the 90-day run, all that stuff, it looks like I'm just natural speaker and I'm just gifted speaker and I love to do this stuff. To tell you the truth, I was the most scared person to even get up in front of my own living room to speak to 3 people about this business, right? My neighbor, I remember when I did my first meeting, he was like, Calvin, man, I need to nail your feet to the ground, and you need to start making eye contact with these people. You have a lot to learn. And for me, it was just about doing the things and getting better. But I remember I invested in a public speaking seminar my first month in this business, and it was $800. It was a Zig Ziglar public speaking seminar in Riverside, California. It was with one of his little trainers there, and I remember going there for a weekend and sitting through this seminar. And the very first hour we were there, they videotaped us and they told us to tell a story about ourselves. And I was scared. I didn't really know how to speak. And as that seminar progressed over the next 2 days, they would tape us and tape us and tape us, and they would teach us different skill sets. And by the time we were done, it wasn't that I became this incredible speaker, but the greatest thing it did for me was it developed me, it internally developed me, and it made me feel qualified to speak now. It wasn't that I was just this gifted speaker over those 2 days. I felt qualified to speak in front of people. So I remember from that day, I just did a meeting every other night in my home and shared the business when I wouldn't have done that before. So I started to invest in myself personally, and it started to help me change my mindset. I started to go to personal development seminars, and what it allowed me to do there was it allowed me to meet new people, to expand my network, but to surround myself with other positive people who wanted to go somewhere in their life, people who wanted to start their own businesses, people who had big dreams, people who only spoke positive. And it helped me in this business as the student. I was learning, I was absorbing information, I was becoming someone who I wasn't when I first started. That's the first level of leadership. And for many of you in here, you're the student. Some of you have high expectations, but you've only been in the business for a year. Right? You've only been, who goes to college for a year and then graduates with a degree and just goes and starts that career? I had to go through 4 years of a university before I got the degree that allowed me to go start my career. How patient are you willing to be in this business? Who's willing to become a student first? You can go quickly through that student phase, but it's just the time you put in, the knowledge you gain, the time, the hours that you put into the business. But it's the student. The second level is the action taker. It's after you graduate from being the student, it's finally facing your fears. You've learned everything, you've absorbed everything, you've got all the information, but now it's time to finally go to work. Are you willing to do that? Because you have to do those things in order to become successful. You have to have already identified the things that are going to help you become successful in this business, those income-generating activities. The prospecting, the growing your candidate list, the exposing people to your business and products, the follow-up, the follow-up, the follow-up, the exposures, the exposures, the exposures. Finally getting them to commit to being a customer or commit to them becoming a new distributor on your team. And then executing the correct new distributor orientation, putting them through a correct just phase of getting their business started, right? Those types of things. Promoting the events, getting butts in the seats, building your team, right? The action taker. And it's all about practicing, practicing, practicing. And what you're going to learn to do is fill up a calendar, because your calendar is going to become your best friend in this second level. Okay, the calendar will determine how far you go. The calendar will determine your success, right? If you want to know whether someone is going to have success or not, just look at their calendar. When people approach you and they say, you know what? Or they approach me and they say, Calvin, I've been in this business now for 90 days. I've been in this business now for a year and a half, 2 years. I'm not having the success that I thought I would have. That all the leaders are sharing on stage, that the people that are walking across stage, winning all these trips, I'm not having the success like them. And I always respond like this: show me your calendar. Let me see what you've been doing. Let me see the action you've been taking in your business. Let me see the hours you've been putting into your business. This business is no different than any other traditional business. You have to put in the work if you want to get the results. And most people are scared to step into level 2, the taking action. The student part's the easiest part, sitting in the seats, listening, watching, showing up. But the taking action part is the part that you have to face. You have to go out there and do it. And this is when you just simply start to emulate the leaders you were following in level 1 as a student. You were following the leaders, now you're emulating the leaders. You're doing the things they're doing, not to win today, but to win tomorrow, to get better. Practice, 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 practice. By doing this, I always say leaders identify themselves to me. I don't go identify the leader, they identify themselves to me through their actions, through their efforts, through their successes, through their wins and their losses, right? This is when you make people notice you. This is when you make people notice you. You don't have to yell for them. You don't have to write them or reach out or call them. Your action speaks louder than your words. They will find you. They will see you in their organizations. Leaders like us on stage, we know everything that's going on in our business. We know who all the leaders are. We know where all the volume is. We know where all the action's coming from. So don't worry. This is where you make people notice you. And in the first level, you're investing in yourself. In this level, you're investing your time now. The investment now in level 2, the action taker, is investing your time in doing the activities, doing those IGAs, those income-generating activities. And if you guys are watching me do the 90-day run, it's all about taking action over the next 90 days and just hammering those income-generating activities, finally focusing on moving your business in the right direction. But level 2, investing your time, filling up that calendar, okay? It's all part of creating leaders you're becoming. They're watching who you're becoming in order to follow through on what you did. And then the next level, I call this the example. This is when you finally become the leader now. You went to work for a period of time. You went to work and you went to work and you went to work, and you failed and you failed and you failed and you failed until you've become somebody. Right? Practice makes perfect. You eventually become that thing you want to be, but you have to take action. You've developed the skill sets now. You know how to grow an active candidate list. Right? You know how to share your company's presentation. You know how to share your product with your customers. You know how to follow up with people and follow through. You know how to enroll them the proper way and give them the right options to put them in a position to win. You know how to put them through the proper getting started, series. And you know how to promote events. And you're always showing up to events. In this level of leadership, people are following you. They love you. Right? They're emulating you now. They're your students now, but you're becoming the leaders, right? And in this phase of leadership, it's not just about investing your time now. Now you're investing in your business, okay? You're the one that's always at the events. You're the one buying the product packages. You're the one out there using the products to build your business. You're the one investing in plane tickets and hotels to go out and build in the fires of your organizations. You're the one jumping on planes. You're the one that's not afraid of reinvesting what you're making back into your business, just like a business owner. I can't tell you how long in this business I had to reinvest what I made back into my business in order to get it to where it is today. Okay? People are saying, oh man, these leaders make so much money in this industry, or they're doing so well, and the payout can be huge if you get the results. But you have to understand that we understand business, and we reinvest back into our businesses. If you see us flying all around the world and doing events and seminars and trainings and nonstop sacrificing time from our family, that costs money. Level 3, being the example, is you also investing in your business. But now you've become the leader. People know you as a leader. You're traveling around. You're speaking on stages around the world. I tell people that when you've mastered the skills, you can get on stage and train each one of them. That's how you know you've mastered something. When you can train on it, when you can speak on it, when you can teach it. Until you can do it, you haven't mastered anything yet. So you have to go to work on that. And when you become the leader, you can do those types of things. And then finally, the final level of leadership is the creator. I was asked today to speak on stage about creating leaders. And rather than me just come up here and just talk about creating leaders, I had to walk you through how leaders are created. I didn't create anything. I created the person I am today, and my team was able to watch that. They were able to witness that. And they continue to watch me do these things every single day that I just went through with you. And that's how leaders on my team are created, because they're creating themselves from watching everything I do and then copying it in the workplace, copying it in the field. Anything that I see going on in my organization, if I need more people joining my team, more people winning trips, more customers joining, more volume, I go out and do those things myself. I'm winning the trips. I'm sponsoring the people. I'm getting the customers. I'm growing new volume. And when my team sees me doing that, I'm always sharing all my wins, by the way. My team sees everything that's going on in my business, new people that join me, new leaders that join me. I'm sharing pictures. I'm sharing stories. That's what motivates my team. That's what gets my team to learn what they need to be doing. So when I see things in my business that need to improve, I go to work on them myself, and naturally they improve. My team follows, okay? But the creator, this is where duplication is accomplished. This is the final level of leadership where you finally duplicated yourself, not once, but twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. You can walk away from the business, and the business is still working without you. That's the creator phase, right? You have created level 3 leaders, people that have developed skill sets, people that are constantly reinvesting back into their business, right? People that are leading by example, people that don't have problems taking action. You don't have to hold their hand. They're doing it with or without you. They're promoting their teams to get to the events with or without you, right? And you love your people. And the biggest investment you make at this stage of leadership, once you get here to the creator, the pinnacle of leadership, is you're investing back into your people. You're investing in your teams. You're running your own inner promotions for your teams, okay? You're helping your team leaders with their offices around the world. You're helping your team leaders with their own budgets themselves. You're investing in your people now. You're investing in the growth of your leaders. You're investing in those level 3 leaders that really want to get to level 4. You're investing in them. You never keep it for yourself. You're always giving. It's the servant-driven part of this business that you focus on at the creator level. That's where I feel that I am today, but I'm always in the beginning phases, working and building and running and enrolling. But at the creator phase, for me, the most fulfilling thing for me is uplifting people in my business, helping set them free, helping get them to the leadership levels. It's that servant-driven leadership that really sets you apart from the rest. Serving people, helping people, making sure people are following through on their commitments and people are graduating throughout these levels of leadership, right? So in closing, John Maxwell said it best. He said, a leader is one that knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. That's exactly the thing you have to be thinking about every day. Am I understanding which way to go? Am I going that way myself? And can I show it to my team? Remember, leaders listen with their eyes, not with their ears. So go be an action taker, make it happen, and be a creator. I appreciate you guys. Have a great night. Have a great rest of the week. Let's have an amazing 2020. Thank you, guys.